Hi, everyone. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And welcome to the daily download. Thank you for being here. There is a really momentous type of an energy that we get to start to experience now, at least for the next few weeks. Mercury is finally direct, which is really awesome, very exciting. And also, the moon is now officially in the sign of Aries. Remember, the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius, the moon is in the sign of Aries. So that means that there's a lot of fire that's showing up and going on in our lives. Also, Mars is also in the sign of Sagittarius as well, which is also fire. So there's a lot of fire that's going on, which is great actually, because it is this kind of an energy that you want to maybe rekindle some of the things that got put to the back burner, right? Perhaps before Mercury was in retrograde, or even Saturn, which is now direct, was in retrograde. You had some ideas or some projects or some things you wanted to put out there and share with the world that perhaps you have had to put on hold because other things really required your attention, family, friends, personal things, or whatever. Um, this is also a really good time to send a letter. Like, is there something that you have been crafting that needs to be said, that needs to be delivered? Something that has to do with your communication. Remember, because Mercury is now direct, we can actually initiate and instigate those things and set them forth into our reality, so that we can have some of that sparking momentum behind them. Um, so it's a wonderful opportunity to also get some of those things out and really start to tie up loose ends for the new year, right? Can you believe we already are in the tomorrow will be we will be December 1st, and we will be in the last month of the year of 2025. How quickly it goes. So this is also a really great time, especially with all this really great energy that we have for this week, to really start looking at what your manifestations for the year 2026 are going to look like. What do you want them to look like? What do you perceive would be fun for you? What would be inspiring and almost shape shifting? Many astrologers that I respect and love dearly have said that 2026 is a year that will change humanity forever, and they do say that that is a positive thing. Um, and so there is a lot of momentous energy that is going to move. So what I really want to do is I want us to begin to think about, what is your role? What is our role in this collective, both individually and as a collective, as a member of this incredible human race that we have? Who do you want to show up as? What is your role, and how do you want your voice to be heard in the world? And let's play with that energy. Let's go forth in that energy. Start to think about it, and with the group consciousness of New Year's Eve and manifesting for the year 2026. It's also the year of the horse, I learned as well. So that's also a very fast-paced energy. Really gets things going and moving. So it's exciting, actually. It's very exciting. We have been living in some really chaotic, insane times. And what if the possibility of the scale being tipped in the opposite direction was right in front of us? What if we collectively could tip the scale into the direction of, I'll say, love instead of fear, love instead of pain, love instead of destruction? And what if we could be a part of that and start now and share that with the world? Okay, so let's go ahead and begin our meditation. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and find ourselves in our heart. And as we do so, let's just become really present here today and in this space and in this time. Let's begin today by taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And now let's shift our energy to the center of the earth. And as we shift our energy to the center of the earth, I want you to imagine this beautiful energy swirling around in the center of the earth. And from this space in the center of the earth, imagine this energy scooping up fresh earth energy, coming up through the soles of our feet, through our ankles, our calves, our knees, and our thighs, and traveling up through all of our chakras and popping up outside the top of our head and forming a beautiful ball of light. And now switch your awareness into this ball of light and imagine this ball of light traveling up out of the space that you're in. Higher and higher and higher and faster and faster and faster. Imagine that ball of light lifting you up out past Earth's atmosphere, out into outer space, through different planets and galaxies in the Milky Way, and higher and higher and higher beyond there, out into different layers of light and some dark. Through those layers, out into a beautiful golden like light, and through a golden like light into a jelly like substance light, and through the jelly like substance light into a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And through the law of compassion, you enter into the seventh plane of all that is, the plane of creation, of oneness, and of complete totality. So from here, we're going to ask for some downloads for the group. As a reminder, downloads are just energies, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and experiences that we receive into our subconscious. Change your beliefs, you change your reality. So we are going to tap into the quantum consciousness here and see what we can receive energetically for the day. So I am hearing, don't be afraid of your power. So would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to embrace your power, your inner authority, your inner magic, your inner light? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is in every single cell of your body to acknowledge power, what power truly is, and how the ultimate power that we possess is connected to the divine? It's the acknowledgement of that power within you that creates everything. So if you'd like that, say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is in every single cell of your body to have the courage to step into your power, to acknowledge your power, and to allow your power to become the source of fulfillment, the source of desire, the source of attraction in your life? True divine power, right? This is not a power that is based in ego. And I guess we're talking a lot about power today because of all of the fire energy. Um, so would you like to know also what it feels like to have an awareness of power where the line is blurred between power and ego? If you'd like that, say yes. And so would you like to know what it feels like to know that you are worthy of receiving everything that you're asking for in divine timing? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to know in every single cell of your body that there is a beautiful, powerful, potent, amazing system in place in the universe that is actually protecting you How often in your life have you asked for, manifested, meditated for something and it didn't show up? And you got all frustrated and all discouraged, only to realize 6 months, 9 months, 6 years, 10 years down the road, thank goodness it didn't actually manifest, right? Recognize and realize that the universe is protecting you. So if you don't get something that you think you have to have or that you really, really want, just know there's a bigger system at place. And so would you like to know what it feels like to see from the highest perspective, from the big picture, to know that you're worthy of seeing from the big picture, that it's safe for you to see from the big picture? If you'd like that, say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like to be inspired, to allow yourself to be inspired, to trust inspiration all around you, to find inspiration in everything, to find inspiration in that which you may even never even imagine that inspiration comes from? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is in every single cell of your body to recognize that you are a spark of the Creator, that you are that magical divine light embodied here in this physical body, and that in that state you can do anything and everything that you choose? To know that is probably one of the greatest life lessons that we have here, right? To really, truly learn that. It's not always so easy, but we can do it. Okay, so now let's shift our energy to those who require healing today. And for today, what I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to imagine someone that you personally would like to send a healing to. Imagine them standing in front of you. Imagine them filled with the Creator's unconditional love and the Creator's unconditional light. See that energy coming into every single cell of their body. And as you do so, just witness them happy, healthy, safe, and protected. Great. And last but not least, would you like to know that you are unconditional love, that you be unconditional love, and that unconditional love is your birthright? If you'd like that, say yes. And now let's take our palms and rub our palms together. Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Place your palms over your eyes. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes, allow that energy to come into your body and into your being. Place your hands on your heart. Congratulate yourself and thank yourself for being here and for showing up and being a part of our soul family. Friends, have a beautiful day, miraculous day. Enjoy it. Be kind to yourself and go out and do something really fun. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you very